But without further ado, here's Kinetic Tech Bar.
Hello, we're from Kinetic Data, a software company here in St. Paul, directly above the Bulldog, if anybody knows where that is. Been there for 15 years, and we love working in St. Paul. It's a great place, and we're doing great things there. We specialize in writing corporate software, so most of our customers are quite large organizations, and we thought we'd share one of our solutions that we've built on top of our platform with the Minnesota high-tech and technology world. So I'm John Sundberg. This is Matt Howe. He'll be running the screens and walking us through that part. And then this is Matt Howe, our sample employee in distress. We launched this product in the US in April, and we had 470 organizations show interest in that. And then we also launched this in the UK in May, and we had another 50 organizations show interest in this. We are interested in investors if anybody finds this interesting. So we wrote Kinetic Tech Bar because we think sitting on hold and talking to chatbots sucks. So every day in the corporate world, employees are busy doing their tasks. Tasks like sending emails, setting up presentations, routing information. Matt. Okay, this kind of thing happens, right? So if you're a company that owns a Kinetic Tech Bar, what you would do is open up your laptop that you might have a spare of or mobile device, etc., and schedule a face-to-face meeting to get this thing resolved. So Matt here will show what, this Matt will show what that Matt's seeing. So what you would do is schedule an appointment. Second sample.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Reload, maybe. Ay. We were sort of describing earlier that there were no dumpster fires. You're having Wi-Fi? Oh my goodness. Matt's iPhone. All right, well, this is fun. So, we're really,
He was running on this.
this is pretty amazing.
Cross your fingers.
So we test patients in addition to testing hardware. So he's going to type in his PC issues, whatever it is. He's going to select a date and time. And what we're doing here is an organization would set up pre-selected times when they're available for support, like 8 to 5 a.m. would be a typical thing. How many employees might be able to work tickets simultaneously. And this is all sort of similar to the Apple Genius Bar if you've ever done that. So that's kind of what we modeled it after. So somebody will select a time, make that appointment, and then schedule it. So poof, eventually that time comes along and the person with the broken computer or the task at hand will come in and most of the companies will have some sort of iPad set up or some sort of reception state. Go Matt. Okay, so they'll either come in and they'll say they have an appointment already or they can schedule their a walk-in and put in the details of their issue. So Matt here is showing what that Matt would have been typing. And now what's going to happen is this person is going to show up and see, get help from the tech bar. So what we did here is most companies would have like a large monitor above the tech bar showing who's up next, who's being helped, etc. And we put some fun St. Paul ones in it. Does everybody know who those people are? We added the last one on the fly here, so there you go, Chris. You're famous. So from there, the technician takes over.
So let's see. Next on my list for help today is Matt Baer. And Matt, are you in the room here? Oh, you have a problem here with your PC. Let's look at this. What happened to?
The SAP update broke it.
Did you beat the software into your machine? Let's not judge. I don't use SAP. Let's go ahead and just kind of swap that machine out and see if a new one won't work for you.
Okay, so now what the technician is doing is they're working through what we call queue. And queue allows the technician to see what calls are up and who's working on stuff, et cetera. And he can go through a series of steps that make sense for the task at hand. So in this particular case, what we're going to do is swap out one laptop for another. And that's a very common thing. So they will be recording the serial numbers of the old one, serial numbers of the new one. That gathers quality data so that we can then update other databases in the environment to who owns what, et cetera, and pass charge codes around, et cetera. So then eventually they close the call, and the person that had the issue is resolved, and we go on from there. So then at this point,
So take it, your new laptop will be delivered in a week or so. And you have to go on your way. On your way out, would you please give us some feedback of how your service was today?
so very typically what will happen is they will again have a mobile device or iPad of some sort, and the person will go in and they'll say whether or not they're happy or sad. And in this particular case, the person is happy. Excellent, excellent. All right, so that's kind of like a typical use case and a usage of the software. So that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg of what this software is doing, is tracking the calls, assigning tickets, managing schedules, et cetera. But in our corporate world and our customers, they want other things too, so I'm going to just kind of hint on those. We do integrations, so if you want to pull information from Workday or Active Directory for employee information, we can do that. We can populate other ticketing systems like ServiceNow, BMC, Sharewell, et cetera. We have this whole appointment reminder world, so if you do an advanced appointment for next week on Tuesday, we'll send reminders ahead of time. We have discussions, so if somebody is working a ticket and they need to bring multiple people into it, you can just invite them and you can discuss. We have the ability to manage schedules in all kinds of different areas so that you can have a loaded before noon, so 8 to noon you might have 4 people going, managing the tech bar, and then after noon it might just be 1, that kind of thing. The ability to have multiple tech bars, the ability to have multiple languages. These are all topics that our big customers like. And they use this software for IT topics, HR topics, sales, events, et cetera. So they use it all across. And then we have metrics to measure it all. And this is an actual real customer. You will see that they are 100% happy. Now, I happen to be a math major, and I can see that there are 4 unhappy. But if you include math and round up, it's 100%. So that's very common in this space. So anyways, we're very excited about this. It's built in our platform. Our platform is built in the Java language. We also use JRuby, which is really strong here in Minnesota, and then also React. If there are any developers that are interested in those technologies and interested in working with us, we'd love to hear from you. And that's Kinetic Tech Bar. Thank you.